Welcome to the Mindfulness Experience podcast. My name is Keith Fifeson. On this microdose Wonderland interview, I spoke with Alex Latyshev. He's a serial entrepreneur, passionate about mental health, emerging solutions, and he's also the CEO and co-founder of Hive, the Conscious Fund. I think you'll enjoy it as it brings us to another country and another opportunity to explore the world of Wonderland. Hey, I am here with Alexander Latyshev with Hivewire at Wonderland, and we're talking about psychedelics, and we're also talking about ketamine-assisted treatment. And Alex, you've started a new company, and you're doing some unique things over in the UK. Can you tell me and the folks who are listening here what you're up to?
Yeah, thank you. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Hive Bio, and we are launching the first in Europe for sure, the first ketamine-assisted psychotherapy medical retreat. We're actually based in the UK, but the actual retreat, the actual clinic is based in Malta. It's like a small country, it's like a small island in the Mediterranean where you can enjoy, go hiking, go nature and enjoy different things. Yeah.
Whoa, Malta! Malta is an incredible country. It's really very rich in culture, and it's kind of like in the where would you say that's in the Mediterranean Sea, or?
It's near Sicily. It's kind of like behind Sicily. It's a very small island. It's probably the smallest country in the European Union, and it has two islands, Malta and Gozo. And our clinic is based in Gozo. And funny enough, Gozo has a very long history of being a spiritual center, because actually one of the first temples have originated from Gozo back then. So that's why, I mean, when we came to Gozo, we thought, it's going to be a place for our clinic.
So when we start talking about psychedelic tourism, and we start taking a look at people who want to go ahead and really go deep and go broad at the same point, really take a look at maybe where their traumas are or maybe where their issues are, how do you guys wind up doing that in the space of a retreat center and a certain period of time? It's not like an ongoing program. You have a retreat, you have some setting, and then obviously integration. Can you talk to that a little bit more?
Absolutely. So basically, the whole program starts with preparation sessions, online preparation sessions. Actually, at first we do a proper psychiatric assessment and medical assessment, and then we do free preparation sessions online. Then the person arrives at the location and spends 1 week or 2 weeks, where at minimum the patient receives free ketamine sessions with integrations in psychotherapy and all other nice activities like wellness, like spa treatments, like brief work, meditation, going for a hike, and all other complementary things. And then actually after we have like free aftercare sessions or after integration sessions. So basically the whole program doesn't start when you arrive. The whole program starts before. So this is like the concept that kind of like we have. And of course there are outpatient ketamine clinics, and there are numerous of outpatient ketamine clinics. But what we kind of like we offer this deeper healing and deeper treatment in a very nice residential, safe environment.
So I know when we start taking a look at psychedelic tourism, like medical tourism, like any other kind of when we look at that kind of a model, people basically go there because number one, of availability, and number two, because of costs. So in the US, I know, like if you're looking at a series of ketamine treatments, it can cost up to $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. What are we talking about when we go to Malta, and you start talking about it's included, it's free, so on and so forth? Obviously, you got to get there, but if the journey begins before you get there, can you talk to that a little bit and what people might expect?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a very clear pricing strategy here. Just like we are We are transparent from the first conversation. So the whole treatment, which does include everything basically, will cost you 1 week 8,000 euros, and airline tickets doesn't. So airline tickets, like the client, the patient, the guest buys himself or herself, but the whole treatment, everything which is included, accommodation, food, all of the activities, it does 8,000 does cover it. Yeah.
Right. So if you're looking at pre-work, set setting and then integration, can you talk to how many sessions you're really talking about beforehand? Obviously, you're there for the week. You can really start to dive deep, and then after, obviously, some things might have came up. You really want to look at ongoing, whether or not it's treatment-resistant depression or some other things. What does that look like for someone who might be looking at going to Malta, or as an alternative, looking at a way to go ahead and look at their life and look at the integration in their life?
I mean, everything starts actually, when the guest gets the first, conversation with the team member, actually the healing process starts. So we consider that the healing starts from the first conversation, and it's first we do a number of assessments just to understand if the person is a good fit for ketamine. If a person has a referral from a psychiatrist or like a GP or a doctor, it's one thing. If the person doesn't have, we do our own psychiatric assessments and understand it's like a good fit or not. But then the most important work starts with with the psychotherapist, and the psychotherapist works 3 sessions online, prep sessions before the trip to Malta. In Malta, actually, sometimes it's even difficult to say when your psychotherapy starts, because we have we have a psychotherapist, we have sessions after ketamine, which 6, 7 if kind of combined, but we have a group, a team of retreat assistants, and these people like art therapists. We have even a Buddhist monk as one of our retreat assistants, and it's all about conversation. It's all about how you can hold the space and how you can promote right values and right lifestyle choices. Because what actually ketamine helps you is just you get this, a window of neuroplasticity where you can deep dive and change your lifestyle and behavior.
Right. So really, what you're doing is you've got an integrative approach. You're looking at the pre-sessions, which are 3 or 4 sessions, you said, as I understand. Then you've got that week where you actually start to dive deep. And then there's post-work in terms of integration, but it's really about how do you incorporate it into your lifestyle, how do you activate it. So it's not necessarily only about setting and integration, it's about activation for the client.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And actually, we call it like a matrix, which does include setting itself. So what is happening during the treatment or during the trip, and also what happens, what is happening before it. So interactions, how the patient journey does look like, and also it's about the aftercare, and probably integration on the aftercare level is something which is really crucial, because it's great that the guest is enjoying his or her time, their time on on the premises with us, but when they get back to the normal life, they need some guidance, some anchor, some support in that sense. Yeah.
So we know that ketamine is legal here in the U.S., and I would say that it's legal in Malta. So that's why you're offering it, even though you're a UK company. You're looking at the psychedelic tourism, or the ability to go there to go ahead and work on trauma or other issues. Are there other avenues to explore while you're there with psilocybin or any other psychedelics?
Very, very good question. Malta is a very interesting jurisdiction because it's very small. It's a European Union member state, but at the same time it's very small, and they always want to go ahead with what is happening in the world. And actually now I think the Conscious Fund, which is one of our leading investors, Hive in Malta, we have teamed up and decided to push this initiative with the government of how we can, at first medicalize certain psychedelics try to get them into the mainstream, not the mainstream, into kind of like this niche healthcare, I would say, and then see how it goes. So they're absolutely happy that we are opening this, ketamine-assisted psychotherapy clinic. The next step probably would be work with Ibogaine, because Ibogaine is a little bit easier in Malta in terms of regulations, because Ibogaine is not mentioned, is not scheduled in Malta. So like in the United States it's scheduled, so it's like a very hard conversation. In Malta it's not. It's kind of like in the gray zone. So that's why we need kind of like to dig deeper and get it from the gray zone and try to medicalize it.
So there's been a lot of work around ketamine in terms of looking at treatment-resistant depression, and really helping individuals to reboot, reset, reframe. And when we start looking at Ibogaine, there's been some discussion around that in terms of addiction, in terms of really working with addiction issues. What's your experience with that, specifically looking at Ibogaine as one of the treatment options?
Yeah. Ibogaine is probably the trickiest psychedelics we have, because it's probably the only psychedelics that I wouldn't advise you taking by yourself, for sure. It needs to be some guidance. It needs to be some medical supervision. Our team members, they have been trained in Mexico at some Ibogaine clinics with very respected pundits in this field, and but we see that some time needs to pass until we kind of like try to implement this as a treatment option. But yeah, Ibogaine is a really powerful substance for combating addictions, behavioral addictions, and kind of like probably totally press a reset button.
Thank you for being a part of the Mindfulness Experience podcast, the Microdose Wonderland interviews. There's more coming up, so stay tuned. Make sure to scroll through all of our podcasts on technology, mindfulness, and psychedelics, and much, much more. Connect with me on social media platforms. Visit my website at workmindfulness.com. This is Keith Fiveson. Thank you again. See you on the next show. Take care.